Um, this is lesson 2 of our tutorials on the Midas Behringer XR series, MR series of mixers. Alright, so we are going to do a bit of routing and then bus naming. Naming. So this is the interface first and foremost. So you get familiar with the interface and then we name it. So now this is the main interface. Okay, this is the main section of the software. This is your channels. This is where we have your channels. This is your channel 1, 2, 3. As you can see, it's named already till 16. This is our aux channel. This is our effects return 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is our effects sense. So this is our effects engine 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, this is the mute for each channel. This is the faders, which all of them are now on 0. This is the mixer itself. So let's go one by one. This is for each channel. Let's select a channel. Let's say channel 1. So for each channel, this is the general overview. And for a more clear view of the channel, you have to select this tab. This tab will now give us a general overview of that channel in particular. So this is the general view of what is happening in channel 1. This is the general view of what is happening in channel 2. This is the general view of what is happening in channel 3. The next tab here is the input tab, which is this tab, but we have to see it in full view. Now hold on, this is the input tab here. This gate tab, this is the gate. This is the EQ tab, which is the EQ. This comp tab is the for the compressor tab. This is for our sense. This is for our main bus. Alright, so but we can now go into it individually. If you click the input for channel, this is now the input section of channel 3. This is where you can on or off phantom power. This is where you can switch between the analog inputs or the USB inputs. So let's stay at analog for now. This is where you can switch the polarity, alright, of your channel. This way you can link the channels, and always remember that you can only link an odd channel to an even channel. You cannot link even to odd. It's odd and even. So let's try this. Let's say this is 3 and 4. So which means for here you can only link 3 to 4. So if you click this stereo link, it links the two together. So if you put this fader now, the two channels 3 and 4 go together. So let's unlink that. This is where you increase or reduce your gain for gain staging. This is where you do your USB gain. Alright, this is where you select a low cut, and now this is the knob where you can increase the frequency or reduce the frequency of the low cuts. You can choose the point where you want to cut the lows. Alright, this is where you off or on the effect, and then select the effect engine that you want to use. Alright, so this is how the channel input section works. Now for the gate section, we all know what the gate is. Alright, now this is the EQ section for equalizing. This is now the compressor of that channel, the channel compressor. This is where we do our sense to the buses, to all the buses in the mixer, including the effect buses. This is the mains. This is the mains. So remember, okay, so what happens now is that it was spanned. This channel was spanned earlier because of the stereo link that we did. Notice that if you select channel 4 now, it is spanned full right because of what we did earlier. This one is spanned fully left, so we can switch that back, alright, to make it take it to the center. Alright, same thing with this. You can alright, so this is the pan of each channel. Alright, so you can pan. Now you can off it on the mains or on it back. So if we off a channel from the mains, it means it will not come out from the main output. So you have to be very careful of what you do. Now this is where we can do our group and mute assignments. You can assign each of the channels, so the 4 mute groups that are in the board, sorry, the 4 DCAs, digitally controlled amplifiers, or the mute groups, the 4 mute groups. And then we can, if it's a microphone, we can assign it to this auto mix. All right, this auto mix, and this is the effects. This is the effects unit. Now this is not part of this. This is where you can select your effects engine, each effects for each of the effects engine. This is the first effects engine. This is the second one. This is the third, and this is the fourth. Now this is our general meter where you can see all the whatever is going on. This is the main left and right meter. All right. This is the main. This is the solo. This is all for all the input channels here, all the analog input channels. This is for all the USB returns. This is for all the effects sense. This is the effects return, which are this ones. This is for the bus outputs. All right, bus outputs. These are the buses, and this is for the P16 sense. All right. So away from that, away from that. Also there's a quick distance for here now. For each of the channels, we can always push the gain by using this this place here, this tab, just this tab. We can touch the gain by, instead of going in directly to the input channel, we can actually stay here and touch the gain. Same thing for each channel. Same thing with sense. Okay, these are sense for now. These are sense. All right, so we could do that from here, but it's not a safe bet. It's not. Look, if you come to this sense, you notice that for channel 2. All right, if you come to the sense on channel 2, you notice that it has been sent to the buses because of what we did there. All right, but that is not what part of our listing today. Now here, this is where you make sure that all your settings is a global setting. That is, once if this tab is on, it means whatever you are doing here affects the entire mixer, not just the channel. All right, which means if we switch this channel to a mix bus, it will happen across the entire mixer. All right, so how to name. Okay, but before we name, now let's come to this section, which is very, very important. This is the setup. Okay, this is the input and output section. All right, input, returns. Okay, now this is where you have your utility, and for this utility you have the meter, the RTA, the buses, and the DCS. So what we can do is, since we already have, this is the main mixer now. What we can do is, if you come to utility, we can decide to bring out our buses and then our DCS. Okay, our buses and DCS, which means, okay, we can keep them here. So for easy access, which means instead of coming to here, instead of coming here to touch touch each of the volume, normally if you come, this is our mains right now. This is the further output volume for the mains, which we can see here. Now if you want to increase the output volume for the bus, you have to select the bus. This is bus 1, and touch the volume, which is what is going on right now. Okay, increase or reduce it. Same thing with each of these other buses. All right, so we can choose to, okay, so this, yes. So but for ease of use, we can choose to keep this one as well. We can just minimize it and once we need it we can just open it up. Alright, same to the DCS. Okay, alright, so let's name the channel. This is how we name the channel right now. Let's minimize this now. Go back to the mains. Now if we come to this is channel 1 and we want to name it let's say a kick. Alright, if you right click this point, the option comes out, and so you just have to type kick. No, let's use caps lock. Kick. Alright, and so we can choose a color, let's say red for the kick. Alright, so we can do this for all of the channels, all of the DCS, even the mains. So right click and click, so right click and rename it. We'll call it mains. Alright, and so we can choose any color, let's say this. Okay, we can do that for the bosses as well, and that is why this utility section is very important. It's very helpful. You can call here directly. This is boss 1, so we can call this we can call our boss 1 stage. Alright, stage, and then we can choose a color, say blue. Alright, same to the DCS. With the DCS you can switch, you can change the name of the DCS, this DCS to say Jones, and then select red. Alright, so this is how naming happens. This is how naming takes place. In our next class we are going to focus on routing. I'm going to show you different ways of routing, sending signals from one place on the next to another.